Hello everybody, it's Michelle, and I've got a really fun sort of shaker card that we're going to be doing today for Easter. This would be really fun to add to an Easter basket. I'm going to be using the Jillibean Soup jar-shaped shaker card and insert. It has already the jar shape cut out of the card base, and it has the jar shaker insert. So I thought it would be fun to fill our shaker with jelly beans. That way it's not only a fun shaker card, but it's a sweet little treat for the little ones at Easter. So I'm going to lay my insert aside while we work on our card base. I want to bring in a scrap sheet of paper because I want to do some ink blending. And I'm going to tape off right at the fold in my card base here so that I don't ink past what is the front of our card base. I thought it'd be really fun to ink that up in some purples. I've got Dusty Concord in Distress ink, and I've got a Lulu Lavender in Memento. But I just wanted to give it a little bit of a purple color for Easter. Okay, so we've got a little bit of that Dusty Concord around the edges, and I want to smooth that out with my Lulu Lavender, and I'm going to put on a new ink blending pad so that I don't have that darker purple on my pad. And this way we can help smooth out that darker color and add some light color in toward the center where our jar-shaped hole is at. I'm going to heat set that with my heat gun just to make sure that it's good and dry. And now I'm going to stamp on my sentiment. And I've already got my stamp placed on my Misty door here in the placement that I want it on my card. That says Happy Easter. And that is from my Celebrate Every Day stamp set from Hero Arts that I use so often. And I want to heat emboss my sentiment on. So I'm going to take my anti-static powder tool over the front of my card base just to make sure that that embossing powder doesn't stick anywhere that we don't want it. And I'm going to ink that up with Versamark clear embossing ink. And I'm going to do it a couple of times just to make sure that I get a good clear image. And then sprinkle on my white embossing powder, and I'm using the Nuvo embossing powder. And now let's heat set that. And then when you're embossing in white, you can always come back and touch up any areas that didn't emboss well with your white gel pen. And that is a really good fix for white embossing. And while that dries just a little bit, we're going to work on our shaker. And we're going to take our shaker piece and use that as a template to cut out a piece to cover the back when we're done. And I think I want the white to show through the jar, and we'll put the colored on the back. And I'm going to use my shaker piece as a template just to trace around. And on these jar-shaped shakers and cards from Jillibean Soup, you can get the matching dies, but I don't have that. If you had that, it would be very easy to go ahead and just die cut this out. However, I think I do want to make one slight modification. And I traced the inside of my tape roll at the top just to cut out as sort of a tab to grab a hold of, to pull that off and get the jelly beans out. So I'm just going to cut that out. And I've chosen some of the really rainbow scallops from Lawn Fawn in the purple color, and I thought that would be really pretty. And be sure that you've wiped out your shaker piece. And I think I'm going to go ahead and adhere that into my card front so I can work a little easier. And I'm just using some of my double-sided tape here. I've got 1/4 inch, really 1/8 inch would be better if you had that, but I don't. So I'm going to work with what I've got. And I'm not worried about every little curve because this is only holding the shaker into the card. It's not going to be what seals in our jelly beans. It already has a full seal all the way around of sticky on the back side of this that will seal in our jelly beans. So I think I'll just go ahead and cut off my excess. If you guys have 1/8 inch tape, that would be much better. And then peel off those backers on the front side of my little edging there so that that sticks into the card. I didn't want to seal this to the back side of the card because I still want to be able to open that card and write a message inside. So I'm going to close that down and press along those edges. And now that is adhered into our card front, and we can fill it with jelly beans. Then we can just put this right on the back like that. You could even make this like a little tag if you wanted to. Now for the jelly beans. And I did make sure to get the minis. That way they're going to be small enough to fit inside of our jar. Regular jelly beans would be a little too big for that. And again, make sure you've wiped out your jar insert. And I'm going to carefully peel up that backer all around the edge of that jar with our shaker piece still lying flat. and adhere this right down. And then I'm just going to make sure to rub all the way around and make sure that that adhesive really holds. And there is your little jar of jelly beans. I think that is just adorable. And it's going to be perfect for a little Easter basket treat. So now I want to make it look as if we've got a little ribbon tied around the top of our jar here. So I'm just going to cut the length that I want so that it just fits. And I'm just going to take some art glitter glue and put it all along that little piece of twine. And there we go. And that way we've only got it on the outside of the jar and it's not interfering with anything where our little edges adhere to the card or anything like that. It's only on the front. And then I'm going to make a little bow. And then just adhere that right to the other piece of string. And it'll adhere easily to that. So now to finish up, I'm just going to take my T-ruler so that I know I'm going in a straight line. And just add a little bit of stitching along my sentiment. And I'm doing that with my white gel pen in hopes that it'll just blend right in with my white embossing. And I think I may do it coming from the top also. And then just to finish it off, I'm going to bring in a few little silver flower sequins and some colored rhinestones to add to the center of those. And then our card will be all done. I'm going to place these where I think I'm going to want them. And one right on the bow. So then I can just lift them up with my little jewel picker, add a little dot of art glitter glue underneath. And then do the same thing to add jewels to the center. You could add the recipient's name up here if you wanted to, or since it looks like a gift in a jar type of thing, you could hang a little tag with a to and from down from the ribbon here. Any way that you want to do that, or any other way that you want to finish embellishing it up, but I like it kind of simple so that those colorful jelly beans are really the focus. And then you can open it up, and there is your little pull tab to open that up and eat the jelly beans. And you still have room over here for a handwritten message, and just slip that into an Easter basket, and anyone would be happy to get that. I think it's just adorable. And I really love when you can incorporate some sort of treat or gift into the card, so I really love this. So you guys be sure to leave a comment and let me know if you like it too. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a like over on my Facebook page, and be sure to join our Facebook group, Crafty Minds. Also follow me on Pinterest and Instagram, and don't forget to visit my blog. I'll have the links to everything in the description below, so be sure and check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.